Okay, so going live. We'll see how this goes. I'm on monitor duty with my daughter tonight, and I got a pup here who's getting restless. But I've been trying to do this for quite a while. When I first started doing videos, it's funny, I never thought I'd have enough material. And so I figured, let me go through my album collection, and that'll get me going for a while. And I thought that wasn't even going to last a year. And here I am, a year and a half or more into my YouTube journey, and I'm only up to like Elton John. Elton John is going to be the next one, and Elton John's always kind of been. I'm a big Elton John fan. It's like when he's on fire, he's on fire, but when he's not, it's not so great. So I kind of thought one day, like, man, if I could reimagine, if I had a dream that could come true, what would it be? What would those Elton John albums look like if his whole career spanned out? And it was the perfect setting. So I did a lot of work, and I put it together, and I really thought about it. I went through and I listened to everything just to make sure. And so I actually put this together. It's all his original releases. These are studio, no live stuff in here, no Christmas albums or anything like that. But I did take a couple songs from his compilation, the To Be Continued box set, because there were some strong songs on there that I liked. They're definitely pop 80s stuff, but it's something I liked, good melodies, and I thought they were worth keeping. So I actually took all these original releases. I went through, listened to each song, and did a little grading system, and actually graded everything, and then I put them together. And I kind of thought about, okay, maybe he needed to take a little time off, and I actually put that in there where Elton would have taken a break and come back with a really strong album with solid songs. So that's what I did here. I put together my dream Elton John catalog. So, and would have given Elton a little more time to relax. Maybe, he had some issues with alcoholism and things like that. Maybe this would have given him the time he needed and not feel the pressure. But he was putting out an album just about every year. His first release was actually Empty Sky. I always kind of looked at the Elton John album, the self-titled, as his first one, but I always forget Empty Sky was there. And then they came out. When did they release that? 2023 or something. That's the Regimental Sergeant Zippo. They re-released that, and that was actually before Empty Sky. So I went ahead and started with that one because it makes sense, right? That's how his career flowed. So starting with Regimental Sergeant Zippo, we have 1968 is when that would have come out. And that was a very, like, you could tell he was leaning heavy on some Sergeant Pepper influence there. Even the Regimental Sergeant Zippo song itself, which I like, had a very strong Sergeant Pepper sound to it. So I guess he's finding his roots, what he was going to do. Because when you get into his second album there, I call it the second album, Empty Sky, he starts kind of finding his roots is where he was going to go with his solo career. And then by the time he hit the Elton John album, it was, yeah, he was going, he was moving. So his career was basically 1968. So check this out. Almost every single year, I don't know if there was any years skipped until way later. So 68, he did Regimental Sergeant Zippo. 69, he did Empty Sky. 70 was the Elton John album. Same year, 70, Tumbleweed Connection came out. In 71, Madman Across the Water. Now I'm going to play with this for a little bit, and you're going to see here. I'm actually going to take Tumbleweed and Madman and make a double album. That's how good I thought those two albums were and how similar they were. Hello to whoever's out there. So 72 he did Honky Chateau. 73 he had two albums, Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. That's a lot of material. I mean, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road was a double album. And then 74 he did Caribou. And that's where he starts losing me. Um, and we'll get into that a little bit. Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy came out the same year as Rock of the Westies. By then, I just wasn't, and you'll see when I put this together. Um, that's where he starts losing me, where I think he needs to take some time off and put out a solid album, because every album did have at least one, if not more, really good songs on it. But some of them I just thought were just complete filler. And this is when I believe this is where the major it's his problem with alcohol came into play, late 70s into the 80s. So um, so that's where he was losing me. So 74 he had Caribou, 75 two albums, Captain Fantastic and Rock of the Westies. Now a lot of people love Captain Fantastic, look at it as one of his classic albums, but I don't think it's that solid in my opinion. Then you have Rock of the Westies in 70. I'm sorry, I did that one. 76 Blue Moves. And I think that's when he had a new producer and a different sound going there. I believe that was the album. 70, no, he did. Okay, so 77, he did take a year off there. But 78, he comes back with A Single Man. 79, he had the Tom Bell Sessions EP. And there's, what was on that? Tom Bell Sessions. He had, where was that? I forgot what was on that one. Was that Lucy in the Sky? I don't know. No, that was a single. Here we go. I'll find it. Oh, Tom Bell. So, oh, Mama Can't Buy You Love. I like that song. And Shine On Through. There were the 2 points off that one. So he did the EP. I forgot why he did that. There was a reason why he did the EP. And then he did Victim of Love, which was just a total. I mean, he did what Johnny Be Good on there, and he doesn't even play piano on the album. It's just a total waste out as far as I'm concerned. I don't think I found anything worth saving on that one. Then 1980 he did 21 and 33. 21 at 33. So what was that? 21 at 30. Was he 33 at that point? I forgot what the 21 and the 33 were, but anyway. Or is it wasn't 21 albums, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Could have been. I don't know. Anyway. 81 he did The Fox, 82 Jump Up, 83 Too Low for Zero, 84 Breaking Hearts, 85 Ice on Fire. So see, he's just putting these albums out, but a lot of just filler on there as far as I'm concerned. So I'll let you know what I think as far as my dream, not what he should have done, my dream Elton John experience would be. So 83 Too Low for Zero, 84 Breaking Hearts, 85 Ice on Fire, 86 Leather Jackets, 88 Red Strikes Back. And I think that's when he got some radio play, because I Don't Want to Go On With You Like That was on there. And that played a lot. But the rest, there's a couple songs on there, but the rest of that album is not good in my opinion. Then he comes out in 89, Sleeping with the Past, and boom. That's when I'm like, here we go. Here's Elton. So from 73 Goodbye Yellow Brick Road to 89 in my view of it, where there's a solid gap of him not having a solid album. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road was just classics, just all the way through. And I felt the same way about Sleeping with the Past, all the way through. Love the album. Then he did The One, which was a little bit different. And I liked most of that too. I thought he was doing good. Made in England, he started kind of sliding off again. So 89 was Sleeping with the Past. So he did take a break. So 85 Ice on Fire, Leather Jackets, 86 took a break. Red Strikes Back came out. I think maybe that was his rehab years or something, where he took some time off. 89 Sleeping with the Past, took 90 off. 91 The One, but I think in here somewhere he was doing some soundtrack work and things like that. I think I'm not going completely in depth. Again, this is his studio albums and how I would reimagine my dream Elton John career to be. So So between 91 and 95, 91, so 92, 93, 94, there were no albums. So, and I believe that's where The Lion King and all that stuff came into play, and he had all that stuff going on. I think he did a Broadway thing. So took some time off there. So 95 comes back with Made in England. That had some good stuff on it. 96, nothing. 97, The Big Picture. I think maybe a couple things off that. Not a big album for me. Then, so 98 to 2000, no studio albums from Elton. Then he puts out in 2001, he puts out Songs from the West Coast, and that was a little bit stronger, not a completely great album, but it was stronger. Then 2002, 2003, nothing. 2004, Peachtree Road, and I re-listened to some of these last four albums, and I did find some that I liked a little bit better than when I heard it the first time. But here you're talking Elton singing in a lower register. It's a total different feel for him. I want to say he had some throat surgery or something that brought his voice lower, but this is definitely, later in his career, and he's singing a lot lower, and he's just not able to get those high notes out and have a lot of range. So, and I think Peachtree Road was sort of more just having a piano. It was very basic, I believe. Then you had The Captain and the Kid in 2006. So there's a 1 year gap between Peachtree Road and The Captain and the Kid. Then from 2007 to 2012, there was nothing. Then in 2013, he put out The Diving Board. Then not till 2016, he put out That Wonderful Crazy Night. And as far as I know, that's the last studio album he's put out. And I wasn't thrilled with that. And I wasn't thrilled with the album cover of it either. So that's the breakdown of the Elton John studio album career. Now I'm going to show you what I think he could have done. If you guys are out there, hello. If you want to say something, this is definitely all about Elton John. Boom, I lost two people just like that. Say hello and people go away. So anyway, I'm going to show you now how I thought his career could have gone. It would give him some nice time off. He could have taken some vacations and really enjoyed his time. And, so I put together this list of, and I called it Reimagined. And there is a Reimagined. Oh, it's a revamp. I thought it was Reimagined, but there's a revamp there. If you guys haven't seen that, it's pretty cool. A bunch of artists doing Elton stuff. Pretty good. I don't usually like that kind of stuff, but that one was pretty good. So now I'm going to show you what my dream Elton catalog would be, now that I've shown you his whole career. And you can see it's a lot thinner. Here's his actual career, and then here's what Reimagined looks like. I think I even put a little tally at the end here of everything, how many songs and how many albums. Yeah, so he released 31 albums. I will tell you how many I think he should have had afterwards. So let's go back to the beginning. And we're going to go all the way back here. Like I said, I started with Regimental Sergeant Zippo, which I kind of regret not getting the album. I've seen it once since. I need to get a copy of it because I wouldn't mind having it. Hopefully the dog's not going to start barking. She's down here giving me the eye. Boy, might have to pick her up here in a second. Layla, relax. Okay, so all right. So starting in 1968, so you have Regimental Sergeant Zippo. I'm gonna have to pick her up. Sorry. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. All right. This is Layla. And she's going to be crazy. And this is going to get fun. Almost made it through without her getting nuts. So, okay. She's giving me kisses. Okay. All right, Layla. All right. So Regimental Sergeant Zippo. It had, most of it's still kind of weak in my eyes, but it wasn't complete. Just she's just gonna eat me alive here. But there were okay songs, but not completely just got to get rid of them, got to go songs. So I looked at it as there were 12 songs on it originally, and I knocked it down to seven, which would have sort of been a long EP, I guess you would say. So I kept the songs when I was Abbey, and the clock goes round, sitting, doing nothing, turn to me. Regimental Sergeant Zippo, A Dandelion Dies in the Wind, and Hourglass would have been the songs. The two strongest songs off of there were, to me, Regimental Sergeant Zippo and The Dandelion. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to kill the dog. I'm gonna have to kill you. A Dandelion Dies in the Wind. So, and that would be 68. And in 69, you come out with another EP. And that would have been based off of Empty Sky. And it would have been 5 songs instead of the 13 that were originally on Empty Sky. And you'd have Empty Sky, Valhalla, Western Ford Gateway, Sales, and Lady Samantha. The one I felt was the strongest on that would be Western Ford Gateway. Lady Samantha's good, but not quite there, I don't think. So Western Ford Gateway. So that was 69. And 70, he would go ahead and release a full album. And in my opinion, the Elton John album self-title was perfect. I would have kept all 10 songs on there. And I have it as a perfect album. So by 1970, he would have had 2 EPs and be releasing a full album. And now you have, 1970s, Elton John has Your Song, I Need You to Turn To, Take Me to the Pilot, No Shoestrings on Louise, first episode of Huntington, probably mispronouncing that. 60 Years On, Border Song, The Greatest Discovery, The Cage, and The King Must Die. And I love every one of those songs, so I would have just left that album alone. Perfect production, everything, nice orchestration, all that fun stuff. Anybody want a dog? Here. Then in 1970, I think he had a single that came out, and I would have kept it as that. I'm not sure why I put this together. There were 2 songs that were hanging out. It would be Rock and Roll. So Rock and Roll Madonna single is what I would have called it. And it would have Rock and Roll Madonna on one side and Bad Side of the Moon as the B side. And I guess originally Rock and Roll Madonna came out and it had Gray Seal, which was on later released on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. But I would have put Bad Side of the Moon. And I don't know where I can't remember where I got those from, honestly. I think it was a single that just came out. Yeah, because, all right, 1970, Rock and Roll Madonna came out as just a single. And Bad Side of the Moon, okay, was an Elton John outtake from the Elton John album. So I would have put that on there instead of Gray Seal, save Gray Seal for later for Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and just released it as a single. Put it out there. Why not? Because you could put them on there, but I don't think those 2 songs fit perfectly onto his first album. So I just put the single out there. Have a little single, a little promotional stuff. Got 2 EPs, an album, and a single out there. Okay. So 1971, this is where I have a little fun with it. So in 71, like I said, here he had so 70 would have just been Elton John, because the original release is 70. He also released Tumbleweed, but I would have said, hey, hold off, put out a double album in 71, and that would be the combination of Tumbleweed Connection and Madman. And I would call it Madman Across the Water, I think. Double album, and to me, it would have been a perfect double album. Because all the songs they just go. Those 2 productions, I think, would have been perfect as one complete piece. Look at you. You see yourself over there? As one complete piece. So you would have 19 songs on that double album. And how many were on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? 17. So it would have been a nice long double album, but just solid. Can you imagine? So Ballad of a Well-Known Gun, Come Down in Time, Country Comfort, Son of Your Father, My Father's Gun, Where to Now St. Peter, Love Song, Amarina, Talking Old Soldiers, Burn Down the Mission, Tiny Dancer, Leave On, Razor Face, Madman Across the Water, Indian Sunset, Holiday Inn, Rotten Peaches, All the Nasties, and Goodbye. So however you'd want to do it, I'd be happy with a double album. I don't know. Maybe that is a lot for a double album. That's a lot of good songs. That's like a greatest hits to me. In my eyes, that's the prime Elton John stuff. So I'm okay with putting them out separate or making that a big double album and call it Madman Across the Water. Why not? Um, then he could have taken a break right there, 1972, do some touring. That's a lot of material right there already in a young career. Take a break, or an album break, and do some touring, and get your gears together. And then in '73, you could put out uh, okay. So I would have done. So you have Honky Chateau that came out in '72, where I said, take a break, Elton, or focus on your touring. In '73 was Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. I would have said, what, in '73, come out with a combination of Honky Cat and Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. So I would have probably called it Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. I just like that title better than Honky Cat. And there'd be, so the combination of the two albums, Honky Cat and Don't Shoot Me, would have been 20 songs. I would have knocked it down to 12. 8 songs would be gone. And call it Don't Shoot Me. It'd be just 12 songs. It'd be a long album, but a good solid album. But I think it would have been a perfect album. So you'd have Honky Cat, Mellow, Susie Dramas, Rocket Man, Slave, Mona Lisa and Mad Hatters, Daniel, Blues for My Baby and Me, Have Mercy on the Criminal, Texan Love Song, which is funny. I like that song. Crocodile Rock, which that would still kind of stand out as a little bit different from the rest of the songs. And then High Flying Bird. So I would have called that like a perfect album. Then you have, so that'd be '73. And the same year, he could put out this Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. So could do that. And I wrote down to take out, let's see, -1 to be 16 tracks instead of 17. And it was I believe it was Your Sister Can't Dance, But She Can Rock and Roll is the one I would have taken off of there. Yeah, I don't know. That one just felt sped up, whatever. I know they were going for something there. It's the only one to me that doesn't fit the Yellow Brick Road album. And Don't Chew on Your Stuff. Boy, tell you what, this dog. That's the only one I felt that didn't fit. And it was just like sped up and just, I don't know, kind of annoying. It's just a can dance, chicken rock. I don't know. I think if he did it a little bit differently, it'd have been fine. But I just didn't like the way he recorded that. So I think Goodbye Yellow Brick Road would have been fine without Your Sister Can't Dance. Then Elton could have taken an album break between '74 and '75. Did some touring, focused on recording, songwriting, not recording. And then he could have come out in '76 with a combination of Caribou, Captain Fantastic and the Dirt Brown Cowboy, Rock of the Westies, and Blue Moves. All 4 of those combined to give you 10 good songs. So to me, off of those 4 albums, there would have been, I got to give her something to chew on, 10 good songs. There we go. She doesn't want to chew on that. She wants to chew on everything she's not supposed to chew on. So, there we go. And I would have called it Blue Moves. It would have come out in 1976. And these are the tracks that would have been on that. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. So we're going into different territory here, different songwriting. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which was I think a single at one point. Wasn't on an actual album. I think Lucy in the Sky Yeah, it was released as a single somewhere. Let's see real quick. Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, Lucy in the Sky was released as a single, and One Day at a Time was released as a single. Both of those released in '74. So I think you. Let's see, One Day at a Time, which yeah, I thought was okay. I think that's the one he did with John Lennon. Yeah, I think so. Lucy, I liked, but yeah, One Day at a Time, I don't know. That could kind of go away. Um, so released this Blue Moves album, which is a combination of Caribou, Captain Fantastic, Rock of the Westies, and Blue Moves for 10 good, solid songs. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, Philadelphia Freedom, Pinball Wizard, Island Girl, I Feel Like a Bullet in the Gun of Robert Ford, Tonight, Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word, and Don't Go Breaking My Heart, actually. Um, yeah, the album would have been an interesting album, especially with Don't Go Breaking My Heart. That was released as a single. And I threw it on there at the end. And is that a mistake or not? You guys can let me know. Then from 77 to 81, that's a decent gap. He could get himself in order because that's where he was having, he was having the alcohol problems and things like that, substance abuse. Take that time off. Let's count it 77, 78, 79, 80. It's 5 years, 5 year gap he could have taken. Um, and then come out in 82 with a strong album. I would have called it a single man with 10 tracks on it. It would have been a combination of A Single Man, the Tom Bell Sessions, which is an EP, Victim of Love, 21 at 33, Fox, and Jump Up. So that's quite a that's a lot of albums, and that was a period of time that I don't think was great for him. It's not my favorite period, but again, he had these great songs. So I'm like, you know what? Condense it down, give Elton a nice 5 year break, and this would have been an almost perfect album with Big Dipper. It Ain't Gonna Be Easy, Song for Guy, love that's a good song. Shine On Through, Mama Can't Buy You Love, love that. Little Genie. And those are the two, I believe, from the Tom Bell. Different sounds, right? Different producers, different things he was doing there. Carla Allude, Fanfare for Chloe, instrumental, beautiful song. Elton Song, Blue Eyes, and Empty Garden. I think those would have all gone well together and had a nice, solid album in 1982. 83, go tour, do some songwriting, take your time, relax. And then in 83, come out with Too Low for Zero, which would be a combination of Too Low for Zero and Breaking Hearts. And to me, it would have been a perfect album. They had enough things on there to make it a good album. And that would have I'm Still Standing. So now we're definitely into the 80s sound. And so I'm Still Standing, Too Low for Zero. I guess that's why they call it The Blues, Kiss the Bride, The Retreat, which was a B-side to, I guess that's why they call it The Blues, but I think it would fit on the album. Who Wears These Shoes, Breaking Hearts, Ain't What It Used to Be. Love that song. In Neon, great song. Well, good song. Not great in his comparison, but a good song. Burning Buildings, like that one, and Sad Songs Say So Much. I think that would have been a solid album. Then you could take an album break, 85 to 87. What, 3 years there? Just touring, vacationing, writing songs, combining, let's see, 1, 2, 3 albums. It'd be, I'd call it Red Strikes Back. Red Strikes Back was sort of the comeback thing, but he wouldn't have needed it really, but it'd be a little comeback after a 3 year break. And it'd be a combination of Ice on Fire, Leather Jackets, and Red Strikes Back. 10 songs. It would still be sort of a weak album with some highlights. Not the strongest of them all, but still better than releasing those 3 albums on their own, I think. You'd have Nikita, Too Young, Wrap Her Up, which I struggled with that one. I always thought it was so cheesy with him and George Michael, but it's not horrible, but I don't know. I struggled with it, but I still gave it at least a 1. I did like a absolute no good, a 1 and a 2. So there's only three things these songs can be to me, and I gave that one a 1. Shoot Down the Moon was pretty weak. Um, could have made. I think I just threw that on there to make it a 10-track album instead of 9. That would have been probably the weakest song. Heartache All Over the World, word in Spanish. I like that song. I Don't Want to Go On With You Like That. That's a good. I like that's a good rocker by and good pop rocker by Elton. Japanese Hands and The Camera Never Lies. So that would take him into 19. Oh my! Stop chewing on that. Um, let's see. Where are we? So Red Strikes Back, 1988. So that takes us into 80. Oh, and I have another song, Heavy Traffic. Because that was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So Heavy Traffic would have been the 10th song on there. I only told you guys 9. Sorry. And in 89, he would have had another album because I think this is a great album. Perfect in my opinion. He was going. I think it's like a tribute to like R&B of the '60s and things like that. It has a 80s sound to it, but then it had some cool R&B kind of stuff. But then it also had 80s ballads and stuff like that on there. So good album though. I liked it when it came out. Still love it. Can play that thing all the way through. And that's Sleeping with the Past. 10 tracks, perfect album. So he would have had a good album. Let's say that would have been his. Was that the weakest album? It would have been a weak album, but it would have been a decent album to have out in '89. Boom, this one, Sleeping with the Past. So you have Durban Deep. I love how that song comes in. Yeah, that's a great song. Healing Hands, that was a big single for him. Whispers, Club at the End of the Street, Sleeping with the Past. That's a great soul song. Stone's Throw from Hurtin', Sacrifice. I mean, everybody knows Sacrifice. I Never Knew Her Name. That kind of reminds me of Kiss the Bride. Kind of reminds me of that feel. It Amazes Me, good gospel sounding song, just really good. And Blue Avenue, great way to end an album. So perfect album. Then in '90, I think he could have released an EP based off these 4 songs that came from To Be Continued, and it would be Made for Me, Easier to Walk Away, I Swear I Heard the Night Talking, and You Gotta Love Somebody. I Swear I Heard the Night Talking was on a soundtrack somewhere, and You Gotta Love Somebody was too. One of those were on Days of Thunder, but all 4 of those were on To Be Continued, and I think that would have made a nice little either 2 singles or a nice EP release to put out in '90. '91, take the time off. Actually, he didn't do any albums in '91, so he did take the time off. '92 comes back with still a what I put up there is one of his better albums, solid, almost perfect, The One, and it has 11 tracks on it. Hello, whoever's out there, if you want to say hello. But every time I say hello, they go away. So that's how I stay by myself. So Simple Life, The One, that's a great song. Sweat It Out, Runaway Train is the partnership with Clapton on there. Clapton's killing it on the guitar, and both of them are singing vocals. Whitewash County was a little weaker. The North was a little weaker, but still good. When a Woman Doesn't Want You, I like that one. Emily, great song about a lady who's on her own, the last of the sisters that's alive. She's an older lady. On Dark Street, a little weaker, but Understanding Women. You have a David Gilmour solo in there, which is awesome. And then the last song is just a great heartbreaking song. That's the AIDS epidemic that was happening at the time, and that's what this is about: a father and a son. I'm assuming it was a son who was gay, and his father coming to be with him, even though maybe he didn't agree with his lifestyle, to be with him in the last moments. So really good song. I had goosebumps. Wow, it's a good song. And the words, and that's Bernie Taupin at his greatest. Then no albums from '93 to '94. He had no albums between '93 and '94. And like I said, I think that's the period of Broadway shows and soundtracks and things like that. So, but come back in '95 with Made in England. I would have taken two songs off of that album, made it a nine track album, and I'd have Believe, Made in England, House, Cold, Pain, Belfast, Latitude, Please, and Blessed. Some Made in England's a good one. Believe is a great way to start the album, and Blessed. Those are twin songs as far as I'm concerned, as far as the sound, and the power of them. Obviously, two different subjects. One's I Believe in Love, and Blessed is about being a parent for the first time, and wondering what this child's going to be like. It's a great song. And in 96 to 2000, Album Break, Tour, Vacation. I think he was married maybe at that time. I don't know if he had adopted his kids yet. Take some family time and do some writing, and come back in 2001 and do an album called Songs from the West Coast with 10 tracks. And that would basically be a combination of the big picture and songs from the West Coast to be a combo there. And those 10 tracks would be Something About the Way You Look Tonight. It's good. It's a good song. The Emperor's New Clothes. Again, that was a song that kind of grew on me. I'm still kind of iffy on it, but it's not as bad as I thought it used to be. Dark Diamond, which is a stronger one. Look Ma, No Hands. American Triangle, I like. Original Sin, I love it. Worst video ever for a really good song. It's so poetic the way Bernie Taupin wrote the lyrics to this song, and then they go and make like this goofy ass video with Elizabeth Taylor and Mandy Moore in it, and it just doesn't suit the song. I just think it's a great song the way he wrote it, maybe a little overproduced, but the lyrics by Taupin, I mean, up in the balcony, Romeos are pleading for your hand, blowing theater kisses, reciting lines they don't understand. Just great lyrics. Where was I? Birds. I like Birds. I Want Love. That was a good one though. Good strong song. And then they had Robert Downey Jr. do the video where he's lip syncing to the song. Perfect. Love Her Like That, and This Train Don't Stop Here There Anymore. Like a breakup song, and just good, well written song. Has a old Elton feel. Look at this dog. She's losing her freaking mind. She's just a pup. She's gonna just look at this, and this is at what time at night? Oh, Lord, there's no rest, no rest. It's only 11:25, and you're losing your mind. So we're coming in closing here. So 2002 to 2015, huge gap, right? Album break, and that's where I would have taken a break. Come back in 2016. Please stop biting me. Come back in 2016 with an album called Peachtree Road with 9 tracks. It would be a combination of 4 albums that were released between 2004 and 2016. Peachtree Road, The Captain and the Kid, The Diving Board, and Wonderful Crazy Night. I would have combined those, released it in 2016, and called it Peachtree Road, and had these 9 songs. They Call Her the Cat, Dream One, which is an instrumental, Home Again, Take This Dirty Water, Dream Two, which is an instrumental, Dream Three, which is an instrumental, In the Name of You, I've Got Two Wings, and Looking Up. And it's still sort of a weak album, but could have been better than I think putting out those 4. Would have been more digestible, I guess you could say. So what I ended up with, like I said, he's released 31 albums. You don't want that, kid. Like the way it smells? This dog will eat and drink anything. So Elton John released 31 albums. In my eyes, believe it or not, I think he should have released 13, which is interesting because that's very close to what Billy Joel released. And Billy Joel knew when to kind of call it quits. Knew, he wasn't happy with the way his music was being received. I have a feeling, he was, some self-esteem things going on, and said, just, I'm kind of done with the recording thing. Let's see what happens later. But he was tired of, Elton had Bernie writing the lyrics and Elton wrote the music. Billy was doing everything, writing the lyrics and putting out and writing the lyrics and doing the music. So, but to me, and I'm a Billy Joel fan, but every single album is solid. There's a few towards the end, but not crazy bad. Um, I still think they're albums to be proud of if I put any of those albums out. So she's very interested in what I'm saying right now. All right, chill, dog. All right, maybe I should just keep talking and she'll hypnotize her. So, like I said, he released 31 albums. I think he should have put out 13. 13 albums, three EPs, and a standalone single. And I think that would have been a really good career for Elton John and something to look back on and go, wow, that's just amazing. Now, he might see it totally different, but to me, as I'm a fan of music and a fan of Elton John, I think this is what he should have done. Or it's the dream. Let's just say, again, it's not what he should have done. He's his own person. But this is what my dream would have been. And maybe I'll put these together on little discs and have my own little dream Elton John catalog. Maybe I'll do that. So I just think he had too many albums altogether. And, even Billy Joel kind of said at one point, oh my God, stop biting me. Billy Joel even said at one time, maybe, Elton told Billy at one time, you maybe should make an album. You should do more albums. And Billy said, well, maybe you shouldn't make so many albums, joking around, but there was truth in there, right? As far as that goes. So if I could, how does this work? Let's see if I can present this here. Let's see. I always forget how to do this. So I can bring something up. I know. Okay. I know it's present. Not extra camera. Slides. There's a way to bring up. Okay, so it's not slides. It's not extra camera. Maybe share screen. Two monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. It's on screen. She's getting crazy. Okay, here it is. Okay, what's that one? All right. So, oh my goodness. Okay, dog. We have to take her out. We have to end this soon. So, all right. So this is his career right here. Some things we didn't mention, or I didn't mention. So here's all those studio albums right there, and I told you what I thought about it. And it's interesting they're putting Regimental Sergeant Zippo down there. It should really be the very first one because it was released in 2021, but it really should have. It was released originally, what I say, in '68. Yeah, '68. So there's all that, and then you have these collaborations that he did. I didn't bring any of those in, but he did the what is it? Okay, I guess that's a collaboration because he did Live in Australia with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, and that's a really good album too. That's like greatest hits. That's where he dressed up and like as a okay, Layla. That's where he dressed up like in the old style Mozart kind of clothing, and did the whole orchestra thing. And I think he built it up, like started with piano, and then the orchestra started coming. The orchestra came in, and then it just got into this huge thing towards the end of the album. Then he did duets in '93, which has had some good points and some okay points. I think he does a duet with RuPaul. Don't get that, but anyway, he did the Union with Leon Russell. It's an album I wanted to get into, and I really didn't. But man, I would have thought that would have been good. But it just maybe just too late in their careers to team up. Good Morning to the Night with Panu. I have no idea. And the Lockdown Sessions. I did not like what he did with that one. There's too many things on there I wasn't excited about. Then he did some soundtrack albums, Friends in '71, The Lion King in '94, Ada in '98. I believe that was Okay, yeah, Elton John and Tim Rice's Ada 99. That is where he was doing the Broadway thing. The Muse, I don't know if he did the whole thing or what. I'll have to check that out. The Road to El Dorado, which was animated. I don't think it was Disney. Billy Elliot, The Stat, Romeo and Juliet. I don't. Did he re-record stuff for that? Because I know the Romeo and Juliet. It was all these Elton John songs. I don't know if he um, wrote stuff. Or they just used his old songs. And then Rocket Man. I would assume that was for the movie in 2019. That sounds about right. So that's my reimagining of Elton, his whole career. My reimagining my dream, uh, my dream uh, catalog of Elton. So maybe I will burn all of it and put it together and see what that looks like. So anyway, that's just one fan's opinion. So nobody's around. Thought somebody might come up tonight. I'm actually in my room, but no big deal. At least I got through it somehow with this dog trying to eat me and being on monitor alert, but everything turned out great. So I think I'll go ahead and leave this up as a live stream. Leave a live stream video up and be done. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Sound like Canadian stud muffin in the comments below. That's him, right? Um, and tell me what you think. Do you like his Elton's career as it is? Is it perfect? Like, okay, it's cool. That's everybody's got their opinion, but to me, I wanted to do this, and it's been sitting around for a long time. So let me know what you think. If you think I'm on close, close to being, is my dream good for you? Would that be a good dream for you also, or would you just keep his career as it is and just leave it alone? That's what's cool about these kind of discussions. But that's what I have for you. So until next time, say bye, Layla. Say bye to the people. Yeah, say hi. That's what I have for you. So until next time, hope you guys enjoy your music and you take care out there. All right. Bye. Oh boy, she's still eating me. I'm gonna do like Rachel. Poof.